Good afternoon. Oh, it's a Sunday live stream on Rex Tech Pub. And why? I don't know. Just for the heck of it, I guess. Um, like I said in my notes or whatever, I've got nothing to talk about. This might be a rather short live stream, or it could be a 1 hour. Depends on how it goes. Depends if we find any subjects to talk about, which right now I don't have any. Ken's being second. Hello, 945-945-5001. How are you today? I need a haircut. Like I said in my Friday's stream or Thursday stream, I need to get all my hair buzzed off. Kind of getting tired of it. It's just sticking out in the wind and won't lay flat anymore, so don't laugh when you guys see me one of these days and all this hair is looking like this. I'm gonna get rid of it one of these days. I'm surprised I haven't done that already. It's as hot as it's been up here. Oh, up here in Minnesota at least. It has been hot. And this black hair out in the sun, 95-degree sun, ain't helping any. So one of these days, all this hair is just gonna be gone. Hey, Darren. Let's see how many times did Darren say hi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Darren, hello. Oh, what's the bridge that you're looking out from my living room window? That's Loyal Street Bridge. And then you've got the train bridge. Then far off, way out there, the other bridge where you see a lot more traffic on that bridge. That's Washington. Hello, John. Sorry, I'm looking at a different angle, but my webcam's way over here, and then I have to turn way over here to see the shot. So I can't have my web. Well, I could, but if I put it up on top of my monitor, I'm going to be way down here, and the webcam's way up here. You guys aren't going to see me, so I'm not going to see you, or however, I don't know. Actually, I tried it once, just sitting here, and I put the webcam on top of my monitor, and no. That's not going to work. All you're going to see is the top of my bald head, and no, I don't want you guys looking at that. And then I point it down, and then it points down at that. That's why I got it on the tripod. No, not today. We've had awfully bad smoke in the air from I don't know where. I don't know what state or if Canada's on fire again, but we've had really, really thick smoke. My mom mentioned it. She lives an hour and 10 minutes away from me down south. And she said they've got bad smoke down there in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. So I don't know. It seems to be getting clearer. So I think maybe today I will. Oh, I really got to get rid of this hair. It is bothering me. Maybe today I'll get out the bike and the trailer and go out scavenging again, or whatever I find. I go to the for people that put free stuff out in the curb. And as long as it says free on it, and this is what the city administrator said, he said, I can do this, but it has to be labeled, has to have a label on it that says free. If I start taking stuff that's not free, I could wind up in legal court or in legal trouble. So I found a few things the other day and I gave them to Jackie and Brett. A few glasses and a few other things that There was some kind of a welcome wood sign or whatever, and um, I gave that to them. They're going to give it to one of their friends. You know, NASCAR. You guys. I don't watch NASCAR anymore. I can't watch it on the internet. It doesn't work for me, and um, I don't have cable TV anymore, so I haven't watched NASCAR for almost 3 years. I just kind of gave up on it. Because what I see on the internet is they've got the NASCAR race, but they've got a black box almost in the middle of it, and there's just a little edge all the way around the screen that I can see of whatever. But ours here in Minnesota are blacked out. We can't watch it. I don't know why they did that, but I tried different channels, tried different places, and it's all got that black box, and you can't watch it. But I'll try to find it maybe today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it. Last time I tried, they had ours was blacked out. It might have changed, so I might go back later today and see if I can watch it, but I don't know. I'd rather be outside doing things than sitting inside and watching NASCAR. And I don't know. I'll see what happens later on today. Might watch a little bit of it. Oh, it's a road roast. Okay, I usually don't watch those road courses. I like Talladega, the bigger racetracks where they can get over 200 miles an hour in the corners. Yeah, I don't like those smaller racetracks where they're having to slow down or going. They're okay. I do watch a few of them, but nah, I like the big, huge, almost 2 mile racetracks where they don't have to slow down or do anything going through the corners. But I think my whatchamacallit thing around my air conditioner, I think it's starting to fall apart or come loose. There. That looks better. There. I wish they could have gotten me a air conditioner that would have fit the sleeve better, but they didn't. It looks better now. A quick Google search told you to ask John W. Yeah, and I don't have cable, John, so I'm kind of left out in the dark. I think they have it on the internet, but up here in Minnesota, I think they're blocking them out, so we can't watch it unless you pay the channel or whatever you're watching money. It's they're I don't know what it is, but other people are saying they can watch it without the black box, but they're paying money into the company or the station or whatever that's showing it, so they get the full view. I don't know. It's something like that. Yeah, Daytona, Michigan, and Talladega. Talladega. I think it's both ways for us, John. During the race and after the race is over, you still can't see but a little. I don't know. They may have changed it by now. Might be a different station or something handling it, so I'll take a look at it later. But if it's a road course today, no, I'll pass. I don't really like those road courses. They're not for me. I mean, they can be fun and interesting, but last time I watched one, I watched it for about 15 minutes and I just switched the channel. This wasn't exciting to me. Do I watch Wimbledon? No. I don't watch a lot of TV, guys. I don't have cable TV. I mean, as you can see, I do have a TV right there, but it's been sitting there for the last 4 or 5 years, not being used. I just dust it off every couple times a month so it doesn't look like all dust. I just take a towel to it, wipe off the screen, and wipe down the TV, but it just sits there and collects dust. I probably should give it away to somebody if I'm not going to watch TV anymore, and I'm not. To me, there's better things to do than sitting around watching TV. As my parents always tell me, there's better things to do than watch TV. Like, yeah, I know. But today would be a good day for it. The smoke seems to be better. Kinda. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was the other day. It's a lot better today that I don't see the smoke. So yeah, I might get out. I'll probably get out today. Might leave with an empty trailer. I might come back with a full trailer. I don't know. The other day I didn't find too much but a few things that I gave to Brett and Jackie. Oh yeah, Sonoma, California. How am I feeling today? Well, my back isn't hurting me as bad today. It's a little sore, but um, my hernia because of the medication I'm feeling or taking. I'm not really feeling anything down there. I'm feeling pretty good today. So, but I know the hernia is still down there, and it's there. And she said you can go on the left side and the right side of it, just kind of press a little bit, and you'll feel the incarcerated hernia. Yeah, I can feel it. She kind of knew immediately that it was a hernia because she's doing what I'm doing, and I can feel the full length of it, and I can feel the width of it. And it's sitting right there because I can. It's not bothering me though. It'll be good to get this over and done with. The 17th, I go and have surgery, and I come home the 18th. They're just gonna keep me overnight because I can't be alone for the first 24 hours. So it's gonna suck. I think the 18th is a Friday. Yeah, 18th is a Friday. So guess where I'm gonna be Friday morning. I don't know. They always say they try to get you out by 10 o'clock, but it's usually because their paperwork and everything is so slow that I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get out of there before 11 in the morning. Because I won't sleep at all that night that I'm in the hospital. I can't sleep in hospitals. I just don't. But I have no more caffeine in me. I've been drinking nothing but water for the last almost 2 weeks. I mean, nothing but 6 or 7 glasses of water a day. Sometimes 9 glasses of water a day. I mean, big, tall glasses. They're not the short ones. And I drink 8 glasses like that a day. Ordered by the doctor and my mom and everybody else, saying drink 8 or 9 glasses of water a day. I have to be well. I can't be dehydrated. They can tell when they take your blood and they take it and they can see how much you're dehydrated. But I don't think they'll have to this time as much water as I'm drinking. Sometimes I kind of feel like I'm floating. But that's what they want me to do, right up until surgery. And well, the day before I have to quit drinking and eating at around midnight the night before my surgery, which will be long before then. I'll be in bed by, what, 11, 11:30, 12, something like that? I don't know. Yeah, you're not supposed to be alone for the first 24 hours, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess in case something does happen, I mean, you're kind of an open wound down there. I mean, they've got stitches in it, but you're kind of just sticking out there. Um, they say the first critical hours, at least my hospital says the first critical hours after hernia surgery is about the first 20 to 24 hours. So I'm gonna stay in the hospital until the next day. And if they think I'm good enough and pain level isn't bothering me too bad, they'll sign me out and I can go home. But if they see any signs of trouble where I can't breathe right or I'm complaining, um, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get discharged. So fingers crossed, everything goes right, and I have minimal pain and I'll do okay. Hopefully, they won't have to have me on that pain medication, through the IV. I'm gonna try to tell them to keep me on the lowest level of that, because unless it hurts really bad, then I'll tell them pump it back up. But I don't really like that stuff and what it does to me. I heard Kenneth. Oh, I know a kid up in this one. If you were to call him Kenneth, you wouldn't be alive. He hates the name Kenneth. And I made that mistake once. I won't do it again. Even though that is his legal name, he doesn't like being called Kenneth. Or Kenny. He hates that name too. I mean, he's taking baseball bats and everything after people for calling him Kenneth. He does not like the name. So he says, call him Ken, that's it. Nothing more. Yeah, that's true, John. You can't drive home. After a hernia surgery, you can't do anything for the first 24 hours. But the reason I'm staying in the hospital for overnight is because I've got no one to watch over me. My mom lives in St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids. I'm up here in my town. Nobody in this building is going to watch after me. My mom doesn't trust anybody else but her in the hospital to watch after me for 24 hours. I said I could find somebody here in the building to take care. She said, no, I don't trust them. So, Wendy used to work at the hospital. Um, oh, I can't think of her. There's a few other people that are RNs, retired RNs, and used to be a doctor's aide, so they could, but my mom said no. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they're gonna do. No. Then she doesn't want anyone in my apartment while I'm resting. She's gonna keep me in bed for a week after that. I mean, the doctor's gonna probably have me just doing absolutely nothing for maybe a week and a half, 10 or maybe up to 10 days, 9 days, 9 or 10 days, because he thinks I went back to work too early on the first hernia and they didn't have the mesh in me the first time. So this surgery, I'm getting the mesh and I'm having bed rest for about 9 or 10 days just to make sure this heals. He said that hernia shouldn't have come back. He said that's very unusual, but some people there. I said, well, I've known many of people that have said their hernia came back, and he looked at me. He said, Rick, they're not supposed to come back. You did something wrong, or you didn't get enough rest on your first surgery. So this time, yeah, He's going to put the mesh in there and he's going to keep me in bed for about 9 or 10 days, which isn't going to happen because I'm going to be doing other things. He thinks I'm going to stay in bed, but they can't watch me. They're there at the hospital. How is he going to know what I'm doing here at home? But I'm not going to leave the apartment. I'm just going to probably be here or my bed. Well, there's a chair. There's a desk chair in the bedroom. I guess I could sit in that too. But I think he wants me laying down for about 8 days, 6 or 7 days maybe, just to kind of give this rest, let it heal real good. Then after that, kind of get up and walk around and do whatever. But he doesn't want me doing a lot for about the first 10 days. Hey there, Bron. Have I been doing too much in the gym? No, I don't go to gyms. I don't know what's gonna suck after this is he's gonna give me a weight lifting limitation of about 10 pounds or less for the rest of my life, which is gonna suck because my trailer weighs about 45 pounds. Because where it's at, I have to physically pick it up over the bikes and go about another 3 feet, and then I have to somehow put it down. I did that the other day, and oh my god, ouch! Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That hurt. But I needed the trailer, and there's 2 or 3 bikes in front of me, which I had to climb over those bikes. There's not a lot of room in that bike area. So I had to pick up the 45, about 40 some pounds. And I had to pick it up high enough to get it to carry it up over the bikes. There's really no other place, and if I keep it outside the locked area of the bikes, I am taking a chance of it getting stolen. Because people come up here and they got the cable locks, the electronic ones. You just hit a button and it'll take a lock that thick. A full cable lock is about that thick, a little over an inch in thickness. It'll cut right through it. Because mine was about a half inch to a little over a half inch. He just took his electric knife thing and just... We watched him on the camera. I went into the office and said, watch what this guy does. The guy that stole my bike. He walked all the way around the building and then walked back into the bike area. He saw my bike and he just kind of stood there on the side, took his hand. You couldn't really see what he was doing, but you saw the little tool he had. And you saw him hit a button and he just snapped the lock and he left the lock there and took my bike. But this time we have it in an enclosed area where we have to use... I'll show you what we use. You guys all know what key fobs are, don't you? And the little electronic thing that... Like this one. This is how I get into my apartment. This is how I go and unlock the door to where the bikes are. This little key fob thing. You just press it up against the thing and it clicks. Little green light blinks. Turn the handle, open the door. Then right after you hear it click and it locks again. So if you close the door, you have to use the key fob again to open it. But on the opposite side, it's got a push handle that you just push the handle in and the door unlocks and opens. It's a pain in the... I told the maintenance about it once and they've got to fix the thing. Which I thought... I thought they were going to get that fixed by now. They haven't. Yeah. Hey, yes. How you doing? Missed you the other day in my live stream. I was looking for you and I didn't see you. So glad to see you again. Oh, the Bronx 9, I don't have you as a moderator. You know what? I think I'm going to change that. There you go. I watched a little bit of Carrie's show the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I know I watched him and Doug. I think most of the time I was just shaking my head. Like, This is ridiculous. Why am I watching this? But I watched it. Didn't say anything in chat if you guys hadn't noticed. Because I was laying in bed. Laying in bed watching Doug and Carrie. I don't even think I watched them yesterday. Friday. Not yesterday. Yeah, I don't think I watched them on this weekend. If he had a show this weekend, I really don't. I've got other shows I've been watching. And the Bearded Ink, that one guy that talks about that one speaker bots or whatever it is, he moved his showtime to 12:45 a.m. So he actually starts in the morning time. I don't know why he did that. He still only has 4 people watching his live streams. And without me, it dropped down to 3. So he still isn't getting a lot of people to watch him. His name of his title show is The Bearded Ink, I think. And I think he moved his time to a different time, trying to get more viewers, but people just aren't interested in watching what he's talking about. I was interested for about the first 2 or 3 shows that I watched of him. Then after that, I'm like, goodbye. I haven't watched him since. But I saw his name come up on my recommended shows to watch, and he's now at 12:45 a.m. And I watched his show this morning. I don't know, I woke up. And I got up and changed. I did a couple of things. Then I watched The Bearded Ink for like 20 minutes. The guy's got to learn to quit swearing so much. I think that's the other reason he did it, because he's got a potty mouth. And during the early morning hours in the afternoon, there might be kids watching him. And I think he may have gotten told. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But now he's at 12:45 in the morning, and I don't know. I thought he'd be worth watching. I thought I'd learn something from him, but not the way he teaches it. I can't follow what he's talking about. So I just quit talking. I just quit watching him. I mean, I don't want to, but he's trying to describe stuff, and I'm just sitting there scratching my head and like, what the hell are you talking about? I just said, you know what, screw it. Then he moved his time. I'm not going to be up at 12:45 in the morning watching The Bearded Ink. I'm just not going to do that. It's just not my cup of tea. You're still dealing with Ghetto? Oh. I try not interacting with him too much. He came on the Zoom yesterday for a while, and I didn't answer his question. Nobody did, and about 3 minutes later, he left. And William said not getting the attention he wanted. Said, yeah, that's why he left. Was we weren't going to talk to him. He did ask me one question if I got that server thing running, and I said no. I think that's kind of dead in the water, unfortunately. I'd like to, but I've had 2 other techs over here, and they've looked at my network, and they've looked at this, and they said it's not possible. They don't know how I got it so effing messed up. Because he's getting warning messages on my network he shouldn't be getting. He said, why is this message showing up, and what's this? Like, I don't know, I never saw that before. So you don't know how to work your own network, do you? I said, not really. I just know how to plug the Ethernet cord into the jack of the computer, and that's it. And he said, you need to know. I don't deal with networking. I just don't. I'm a computer builder. That's all I am. He said, well, even a computer builder would have enough brains to figure out how to work their own network. I said, not me. And he said, then it's senseless to get your network working right and get this sharing thing work. He's not going to mess with it. So he left and he never came back. That was 9 days ago. Well, that subject's dead in the water. I kind of wish I could, but it doesn't sound like it's possible. Yeah, sadly. And then I've got my new bike tire. I've got to put on my rear tire of my bike because it's starting to get. I put so many miles on it, and I ride so fast. Riding at 16, 17 miles an hour down the sidewalk, almost hitting 20 at times, and it wears those tires out because these tires are only made for. Most people ride only 8 to 10 miles an hour, and here I am doing almost 20. The tires don't last that long. So I've got to replace my back tire. I don't know. I'll probably do it when I get done with surgery. Do all that other stuff first, and when I get healed, I'll put the new tire on. That tire's never been used. I bought it and never put it on my bike. I was going to, Fly. I've been chasing you around for 2 days now. One of these days, I'm going to get that fly. It just keeps buzzing around my head. It's like, I almost got him yesterday. He was sitting here on my desk, and he moved a half second before I missed him. They must have 8 eyes or something because they can feel or sense when you're going to swing at them. They get up and they move. I'll get him one of these days. He just doesn't know it. What kind of valves do I have? For my bike tires? Is that what you're talking about? Presta or Schrader? I have the Presta. It takes that little adapter thing that you have to put on the stem of the tire and then put the tire pump attachment on it. I was hoping to get a bike ride in this year up north, but I still might be able to, but I'm kind of running out of time. Because the minute I get done with healing up, I've got other things to do, like computer stuff and other stuff that I gotta do, but for right now, I'm kind of stuck at home. And my mom doesn't want me to leave my apartment because she's afraid that I'm gonna catch COVID from somebody in this building. And if I get COVID, they gotta cancel the surgery, and I can't afford to get this canceled. So I'm kind of stuck at home till Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon. Thursday afternoon. I hope it's a morning surgery, like around 10 or 11. Then I can just lay around in bed at the hospital all day and just kind of sleep. That's the other reason. Well, I quit drinking Mountain Dew and any kind of pop or any kind of drink that has sugar in it because my mom would like to see me get off sleep meds. She doesn't want me on that trazodone anymore. She says, that stuff's going to hurt you one of these days. Yeah, I know. I'm taking it for now because it's the only. Otherwise, I would just lay in the bed and staring at the ceiling for 8 hours. I can't sleep without it. So we're trying to get all the sugar down to its lowest and the caffeine out of me completely so that maybe I can fall asleep on my own. Hasn't happened yet. I'm still. If I don't take my trazodone by about 1:30 in the morning, then I get up and I get out of bed and I take my trazodone. I take 100 125 milligrams because I take one pill that's full, one full pill that's 100 milligrams, and I take a second one and I cut that one in half. Take the two together, and still, even then, it takes me about an hour to fall asleep. So I'm not an easy person to put to sleep at all. I just don't. I always have been that way since I was a kid. BH Ringer, hello. Working on your PC, huh, Ken? Yeah, I should get done. I should do some maintenance on my computers too. I need to get I don't know. I got 3 computers under the desk. I need to do something with. I just don't know what to do with them yet. So I got 5 desktops, and I've got the laptop. My newest laptop's at my mom's because I'll be down there. Oh, I go see my back doctor. I think on the 29th of this month. I think. Or is that the 29th of August? I can't remember. I think it's a month from now, a little over a month. And I go see. They see my mom keeps switching that back appointment. Every time we set up a back appointment, my mom gets a wild hair up her to change the appointment time. She always says, that time's not going to work for me, so we're going to have to delay it another month. Like, what for this time? Well, this time she's actually got a legitimate reason to. She wants enough time between my hernia surgery and my injection that I'm going to get. She wants those spread enough apart that they aren't going to interact with each other. So they put it off for a month. So I go down, I think it's the end of August. I go see my doctor in the cities for my back injection. You have Linux. Oh dear. We have a Linux user in the house. Actually, I shouldn't make fun of him. I've been thinking about, even though I think I'm going to piss off the entire world and some people just don't want me to, but I've been thinking about trying Linux. Linux Mint, Arch, Cinnamon. I don't know. I've tried it once, believe it or not, about 2 years ago. One of my spare computers, I put Linux on it. I don't know. Linux is a little too boring for me. There's not enough happening there. Nothing going on. So at least when I use a Windows computer, it feels like it's alive. Things are happening. Things are going on. But get to the Linux side, and it's just nothing. I look at it and think, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I stare at it for 10 minutes, think, yeah, I'm going back to Windows. So I took Linux out of it and put Windows back on it. Haven't gone back to it since. Although, let's see. 945-45001. I don't know if you watch Chris Titus at all. Have you heard of him? Chris Titus Tech. I watch him at night, and that's who I fall asleep to. No, okay. If I spill something sticky on your keyboard, how do I clean it? Oh boy. The bad thing about that is you usually your spacebar. Don't take your spacebar apart because you won't get it back on there. But I physically take the keys off of it, and I take rubbing alcohol on the edge, on the sides of it, and get the sticky enough. Then I go onto the post where the key actually sits on. There's a little post that it sits on. I clean that little round post with water and a little bit of alcohol, and then I clean it with water again, so the residue of the alcohol isn't on it. Or sometimes I try window cleaner, but that leaves a film behind, so it's still kind of tacky. So I just put rubbing alcohol on it, and then I wipe it down with water. That's the best way I found out how to get because I did that about 4 months ago. I had a one of those big huge pops, a 64 ounce. of pop here about 6, 7 months ago, and I bumped the glass a little. Thankfully, I caught it because it was going to tip over, and I caught it and like shit. All that pop got into the keyboard, and I just took it apart and cleaned it the best I can and put it back together. At least that's what I do. I don't know if there's a better way of doing it, but that's what I do. And my control key on the left side is still a little bit sticky. You press the key down and it slowly comes back up. It's not like the others where they just instantly pop back up. The control key, I hit it and it just slowly comes back up. So I gotta take that off and clean it again. I don't know why that one's being so stubborn, but I've cleaned it twice now and it's still it's kind of, I can feel it's tacky. So I gotta get something on there to clean it off, get the tackiness out of it. What, a non-mechanical keyboard? Put it in the dishwasher. You could try that, but I think the solvents of the soap are gonna destroy it. Non-mechanical keyboard. I don't know. If your keys can't be removed, I don't know. Mine's non-mechanical. I just take the key and I just snap it off there, whether it's supposed to come off or not, and clean the sides and underneath it, and I snap it back on there. That's what I do. Does it work on all keyboards? The Amazon Basic keyboards that I have, you're not going to get the keys off of there. There's just a little bit of the key above, about that much of it, and there's not enough to grab a hold of and pull. Plus, I think there's a tab under, so you can't. The keys would have to get punched out from the top, and that one you can't. But on my Corsair K55 keyboard, you can just grab a hold of the edge of the key, and just pop it off and clean it, snap it back on there. The Amazon Basic, which are still in the box, I haven't used them yet. I'm probably not going to, unless I need to. If one of these keyboards go bad and they quit working, at least I can use that one temporarily until I can order another Corsair keyboard. Maybe I'll look for a different brand this time. Maybe I won't get the RGB. I'm not a big fan of RGB on keyboards. Yeah, that's about all I can tell you as far as cleaning keyboards. Have you used the Be Quiet fans? Yes, I have. I've got one in there. I've got one on the side, two in the front, and then I've got the Be Quiet fans. I can't remember how many I've got in that one. The 4000D Corsair case. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I got 4 in this one. I've switched over to the 4000D Corsair cases because they're smaller, lighter. I've got the 5000D here, but that's so doggone heavy that I'm just gonna turn that one. If I ever get my server something whatever's, I may have to go and just somehow get a whatever Carrie buys for putting several hard drives in. I forget the name of it, but that's what I may have to do because using a computer for a server isn't working, so I may have to go get something that will work better. Because what I've got ain't working, and Bob and Nate and those guys have already told me my setup isn't going to work for file sharing. Yeah, the NAS. Here. I gotta. Those are very expensive, and then I'd have to convince people that I need one. Yeah, that might be a fight. That might be a battle I don't want to fight. So probably won't be getting a NAS either. I was told to close my Amazon account, but I haven't done it yet. And my mom knows it. She looked at there. She looked at my whatever. She said, "You still haven't closed your Amazon account?" No. I think she'll learn that I'm not going to close it because I can't. Sometimes I have to order things for customers, and I just can't close my Amazon account and cancel my Prime, which I'm paying so much a year. And she's snarling about that, and I said, "Well, at least I'm paying it every year, not every month." And then she just caught on to recently, what's this YouTube thing you're paying for every month? Oh, that's my premium, whatever you call it, on YouTube. She's not really a big fan of that either, but she says whatever. So I guess for now I get to keep that for now. But she doesn't like the money I'm paying. She says, "You do know how much you're paying for that, don't you?" It's like, yeah. It's okay, just as long as you're aware of it. Oh, holy shit, 96 gigs of RAM. Yeah, you'd be giving Doug a run for his money. I don't think he has that much. I don't think he has that much memory. I think he downsized on his memory because he was having all that memory that Carrie had put it in originally. I think he was having problems with it, so I think he downgraded his memory. I don't think he's running on 256 anymore. I think he's down to 128. I think. I don't know. I might have been hearing things, but I think that's what he did. And Doug's gonna completely rebuild Big Beast and Baby Beast, which I don't know. I think he could have found better names for him or so. I don't know. I'm picky over names. I just a lot of names that people call things out there. I'm just like, why'd you call it that? Well, what would you call it? A proper. I guess it works for him. That's what he wants to call it. But then I've been sitting here for the last 6, 7 months thinking, well, what would I call it? And I can't think of another name. So, Big Beast and Baby Beast or whatever he calls it. I guess that's the name that sticks to my head because I can't think of anything else. But yeah, his computer that thing it takes two people to lift it. Honestly, it does. That computer that Doug has takes two strong men to lift that thing because it's 100 some pounds, easily 100 some pounds. That ain't no light thing compared to my 5000D that's about 50, 55 pounds maybe. I think his is close to 100 because he's got so many hard drives in it and so much other junk in it that it takes two people to lift it. And if it's one person, I think what Doug does is he puts it on a roller and he just kind of rolls it across the floor. I don't blame him. Doug shouldn't be lifting things that heavy. So I don't blame him for putting it on a roller. At first I kind of laughed about it. Then I thought about it. I said, yeah, Doug's at that age. Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably put it up on rollers and roll it across the floor. But it takes two people to physically lift that thing and put it wherever he wants it because Doug can't do it by himself. I don't think I'd be able to do it by myself. If I didn't have the hernia and a back problem, I don't think I'd want to lift that thing. I think I'd ask somebody to get on that end and I'll get this in and we both put it up there. But yeah, I feel sorry for the people if something ever happens to Doug and people have to clean out his house, I feel sorry for the people that have to lift that thing. I don't think they're aware that it's that heavy. I think one person's going to come up, well, I'll move that computer and say, nope, I'm not. They'll put it, yeah, it's heavy. I don't think I'd want to move it by myself. Yeah, that's the kind of memory I have, Corsair Vengeance. LPX. And then my bedroom one computer that I just got done building a couple of weeks ago. Almost, yeah. It's almost a month old. I've got Team Group in that thing. Team Group memory, Team Group SS NVMe, which I am thinking about swapping out. I think I'm gonna go back to my Corsair memory, and then I'm gonna get a different NVMe for it. I mean, the Corsair works fine, but I like the stuff I was using. I don't know. I might keep it in there. If I can't get the money to pay for it, then it's going to stay in there. But some of these people for that I do jobs for or work for, some of them pay me cash. So if I get enough cash saved up, then I'll just go over out to Baxter and buy something. If I order it from Amazon, somebody's going to notice that. And I said, what are you ordering things from Amazon for? Like, because I need it. Do you really need it, or do you think you need it? Well, it's not for me. Oh, well, then, of course, yeah, get it, whatever. Yeah. I've got a mother that's just, she's from the 50s, 40s and 50s. She was born in the 40s, I think, 43. So she grew up with a dad and a mom that didn't believe in people spending money, even though they had to. They didn't like doing it. So my mom grew up with the fact that you just don't spend money. It's not necessary to do that, even though it's for me and other people in the world, it's a necessity. You have to spend money. The way she grew up, what her parents told her, is that no, you don't. So she grew up her whole life into her 20s, 30s, and whatever, being told it's not necessary to spend money. You don't need to. And now she's preaching that to me. She has been for the last 20 some years. And I get around it every once in a while. If I can prove to her that it's something I need to get that will benefit me, she'll let me get it, but she'll have me get the cheapest, ugliest, whatever I'm getting. She won't let me get at the price that I'm wanting. Just, $80 some or something. And she said, can't you get that for 30 or something? It's like, yeah, if I can find it used. Why don't you try it that way? But instead, it's like $80 for that, that's too expensive. Yeah, but if I get you. So she just finally cut me off altogether. She said, okay, then you're done. If you're going to be willing to spend that expensive stuff, then you're not going to do it at all. Get the cheap stuff or get it for free, or you're not getting it. All right. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have DDR5 in that MSI board. I think that's DDR4 on a DDR5. No, I think it is DDR4. Now I can't remember. Now you've asked. Now you've said something. Now I don't know if it's. You guys know the board I have, the MSI Pro Z790S Wi-Fi. Look it up on the internet. I can't remember if it's got Wi-Fi or DDR5 or DDR4. DDR5. It says it right here on the box. DDR5 support. So, I think I've got DDR4 in mine, though. 2.5 LAN, Wi-Fi 6E, which I don't use. Bluetooth 5.3, I don't use. Yeah, it's an MSI, and so far it's working pretty good. But boy, is it lightning fast. Oof. My. Why couldn't I have that earlier in my life instead of getting it now? I mean, that thing is lightning fast. And I'll tell you why. And then it's 2:56. We got a couple minutes left, and I'm going to let you guys go at 3 o'clock. That computer in the bedroom is a 14-core CPU. I have nothing in the rest of my apartment that comes close to something like that. And it's got 64 gigs of memory. It doing anything, video editing, doing anything, rendering, it doesn't take it long at all. About 4 or 5 minutes, and boom, it's done. I put it through its paces already, and it didn't fail on anything. I mean, I put it through some pretty heavy workloads, and it just straight across. It's just done within minutes. Where my other computers will take 10 minutes to do that, that computer in the bedroom, it took about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and it was done. Like, holy crap. So yeah, that's oh yeah, I do like it. The one in the bedroom is the best one I've had for a long time. The next best one I would have to say is my Aorus Pro. That one in the 5000D, Corsair 5000D. That's the next one because that's 8 cores. And then this one here that's in the desk that I'm streaming off of, that is a 6 core. And kind of weak in the knees. It's not very fast at doing anything. It does it, but it just kind of creeps along. It's slow, but oh my god, that one in the bedroom. Wow. It gets it done, and it gets it done quick. I did bench tests on it. I run Cinebench or whatever they call it. I ran that. I can't remember what its score was. But it was up there. It was up there. Did memory tests on it. I don't know. I could probably do a little bit better on the memory, but it's not bad. That's why I'm kind of wanting to swap out that memory because it's Team Group, and I don't have it. I don't have the memory like with Intel. Well, both of them, all of them are Intel, but I don't have my memory overclocked, the XMP, or whatever you call it. I don't even have that turned on yet, and it's that fast. So I think I'm going to leave that turned off on this one. I don't think it'll benefit me a lot to turn the XMP or whatever it's called on the memory. I think I'll leave that off because it's running fast enough the way it is. So if I turn that on, I'm thinking I might have issues, and it might, I don't know. I like it the way it is, and if I like it the way it is, I'm just going to keep it the way it is. It's running fast, really fast. It's a really good machine. I do like it. Now I do have another MSI board, same as the one in the bedroom. If I could get another 14-core processor, I could have 2 of them being the same. I don't know. That's just a pipe dream because that's probably not going to happen. But it's nice to have dreams. What, the CPU speed? I don't know, but it'll get up to 5 point. If I push it hard enough, it'll get up to 5.3 gigahertz. So I think it starts off at 3 something. I'd have to look. That's a good question. You asked me a question. I should probably have that written down. I think it's 3.2, and it'll clock itself up to 5.2. Almost, yeah, 5.3. It'll stay at 5.3 for a half second, but it'd rather stay at 5.2. And yeah, you're hearing me. 5.2, 5.3, not 4.2 and 4. It's 5.3. It's, yeah, that thing flies. Yeah, I've worked on a few of those boards. The MSI Mag. Yeah, I've worked on a few of those. Charlie Birdie says it's fast. Yeah, the MSI Mag. Yeah, I don't know. The MSI's. I really didn't have any faith in them. I thought they were all junk junk motherboards but I think through the years they've improved. They've gotten a lot better. So we'll see how long that MSI lasts. If it gives me 2 years, I'll be happy. But so far, it's running pretty solid. I do like it. All right, Ken. I'll catch you later. You have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, AMD Ryzen 9. Yeah, I haven't. Right, the Ryzen 9. Remind me how many? Oh, it's a 12 core, 20. Yeah, that's 5.4. Yeah, that's nice. I do. I like anything that gets up to 5 point anything. Gamers Nexus. I don't know if any of you watch him, but I couldn't have swore if I didn't see it correctly, but I think he's got a CPU that's. He's gonna try to get it close to 7 gigahertz, if I read it correctly. I mean, in all honesty, guys, and really for me, 5.3 is about the fastest I would ever need. What would be the sense of having a computer that gets up to 6 and 7 gigahertz, besides it getting boiling hot? What would be the reason for having a 6 or 7 gigahertz computer? I mean, if they're doing a lot of whatever, I guess, but I just don't see the need for a. I think anything for me. I think I'm gonna try to upgrade both these computers in the living room. I'm gonna try to get them a few more computers got a few more cores in it. If I can, I don't know. That's a dream of mine. I'd like to have a. I'd love to have another 14 core processor. I would love to have one. I really, really, really would. But I think that's just going to be a dream for now. I'm lucky I got the one I've got. And I do thank the person that gave it to me, even though we've gone our separate ways, and it's going to stay that way. And I think some of you know who I'm talking about. Um, he gave me these parts to that computer, and then now he's saying he wants the parts back, and said he was going to take me to court. He never did. That was just all him talking out of his ass. I think he stopped. I think the harassment from him is finally over. But I really, 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 really would like to get another 14 core. 8 P cores and 6 efficiency cores or something like that. My goodness. That thing is, like Kerry says on some of his computers, Even back then when he was saying it, he was building like 8-core computers, I think. And he says back then they were rocket ships. He ought to try a 14-core. He really should. 14 core is nothing to sneeze at. Because by the time you hit that go button, it's already done. It's already got its mind made up. It's going to have it done within a few seconds. So. Alright, BH Ringer. Catch you later. What the fuck? Don't know what I just heard, but I think for now, guys, unless you have something else you want to talk about or keep talking, I think I'm gonna shortly wrap this up because I wanted to keep this at about an hour, and we're an hour and 5 minutes. But if you guys want to keep talking, we can keep talking. Otherwise, I want to get a bike ride in today. But yeah, like I said, I would like to. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would just love to get another 14-core CPU. I would just, oh my god. Now that I've seen what a 14-core does on 64 gigs of RAM, wow. It is quick. Oh yes, the 25H2. Yeah, they're gonna force you to have a local account or a Microsoft account. My opinion on that is, yeah, they may force you to set up a Microsoft account on setup when you're installing Windows. I think after you're done with all that, I think you can go back to a local account if you wanted to. I think they're just forcing everybody to have the Microsoft account while installing Windows. But I think after you're done with that, I think you can go back to a local account. I might be mistaken, but yeah, I don't like that idea that they're doing that. That's had me. I've been thinking about that for the last 2 days since I saw that on Brightex video. That they're going to force us to have a Microsoft account with Windows. There has got to be a way of getting around that, because I tell you what, I don't want a Microsoft account. And I think, well, this one has a Microsoft account because I have Windows Live Mail. So I think I have to have a Microsoft account on this one. But my other 3-4 computers, I don't think I do, because I don't do email on that. Just on this computer here that you're watching the live stream from. That's the only one that I have the Live Mail, Windows Live Mail. You know, Outlook. That's all they call it, Outlook. It's Windows Live Mail. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, that's gonna be a dirty trick they're gonna pull on us if they're gonna force us to have a Microsoft account and keep it. Yeah, they're gonna get some pushback from that. I'm pretty sure the people in America and people around the world are gonna start telling Microsoft exactly how they feel about it. And if I was one kind of person to do that myself, I would tell Microsoft this is BS. If we don't need the Microsoft account, why are you forcing us to have it? It's not necessary. Just drop this bullshit of telling us we have to have a Microsoft account. Most people in America don't need one, but yet they're gonna force us to have. No, that's not gonna work for me. If they do, well, see this. This is what's bringing up the argument between me and a few other people. That if they do that, these people I'm talking to said, well, if they do that, I'm going to drop Windows and just go over to Linux. Well, fine, go over to Linux and enjoy a boring life. because Linux does nothing. There's nothing there out there to talk to, listen to. At least with Windows, you can interact with things. You see things happening. On Linux, it's just flatline. There's nothing going on. So I gave the guy the options, and he said, "Yeah, that's true, but he told me if Windows keeps doing what they're doing, he doesn't know what he's gonna do. But he doesn't like the way Windows is going. Um, I don't like what Windows is doing, but because of my job, self-employment, I kind of have to. I'm kind of stuck in the Windows environment, whether I want to be or not, because everybody I work with, has got Windows. Yeah, Brightech09. Yeah, he was talking about it, and I think he's the video I watched about it, and I'm like, they can't be serious about that. And I kind of have a feeling they are, but I think they're going to get a lot of flack from people on this one. I don't know all the details because I kind of got irritated, and I don't know. The other thing, he was having problems with a Windows update screwed up his computer. Now he's back to telling everybody Windows 11 is no good. It's causing him problems, so you might like I said, and I'll say it again. Brightech, I think, has something on his computer or did something to his computer that update just wouldn't work right. Everybody else I've talked to, install that update. Let me know if you have problems. Everybody I've talked to has said they've got no problem with that update. The only one I hear complaining about it is Brightech. He said that Windows is now up to their shenanigans. No, they're not up to their shenanigans. You've got something on your computer, or you've got your computer configured in such a way that it couldn't work with that update. That's not Microsoft's fault. That's not our fault. That's yours. And if I would have told him that, he would have banned me from his channel. So I just kept the thought to myself. He's getting really frigid on people bad mouthing him. But that's what I would have told him. That's not our fault. That's not Microsoft's fault. That's your fault. You've got something on your computer that's preventing that from happening. It's giving you the black screen of death, and it keeps re-looping to that. That was a head scratcher. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So if I would have had enough, whats, I would have wrote in the comments, that's not Microsoft's fault. That's not our fault. That's your fault. You've got something on your computer that's causing that. And I think later on he'll find that out. He's just got to go through his system, start deleting things that he's recently added, and I think his problem will go away. And that's what I tell most people on their when I'm working on their computers that's screwing up so badly. He said, what did you change? Have you changed something from what I had it set up when I brought this computer over here 2 years ago? Because it shouldn't be doing this. You've done something that's making it do this. And they think about it for a minute. Think, well, actually, yeah, I put something that our manager told us to put on, some kind of a... And I said, yeah, that's your problem right there. Delete that, uninstall it, watch your problems go away. About 2 hours later, she called me. She says, yeah, Rick, you're right. I uninstalled that. Problem went away. Computer's running fine now. The manager's all pissed off that we had installed it, but the computer's running the way it's supposed to. So yeah, most of the time, not always, most of the time, you've got something on your computer that's causing a conflict. Go back to your basics and start over again and watch the problem go away. Updates are difficult to predict. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Updates are they're flaky. They're very iffy. I'll put it that way. I had an update here about a month ago. One of my computers here in the living room that I just instantly got the feeling like, oh God, you're going to blue screen. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up because I just got that feeling after I got the Windows updates done and it restarted. That restarting circle, it stopped. And it did not move. Like, oh no. Now what? No. And it did eventually kind of just beep, beep, and then it started again like, oh, thank God. but it snagged on something. I don't know what it was, but it was able to get around it, and the update continued, and it worked fine. But whew, I was starting to wonder because that spinning circle, like I said, it stopped, and it stopped for a good 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm just like, oh no, now I'm gonna have to start all over again. But fortunately, that little line of that circle, it started again, and like, whew, dodged a bullet on that one. But that's about the only time I've had a problem with the Windows updates. Is I don't know what caused it, but I tell you what, I got nervous. It's like, oh no, please don't do this, not now. But it did get itself going, and it got itself around the problem, and it's working fine today. So, is Microsoft restricted restore points? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything. Yes, you were right. You need to be a detective and work back. Yeah, I've some of these people that I go into offices. I know one office I'm about to walk away from, and I'm going to let Bob or someone else have it because they've got this manager guy that's in there, and he doesn't take me seriously on anything. And I told him, well, this is what I recommend you do, and he just disregards everything I'm telling him. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to Bob and Nate about him, and I don't know. We might go. We might be going our separate ways with him because he's every time I work on his computers, I've always got it in the back of my head thinking, what have you done? What have you changed? And what have you changed without me knowing about it? And usually I get into those computers and he's changed something. Then when I talk to him about it, he gets all snotty. He said, well, why would it care? Why would you care that I changed that? Because I asked you not to. These computers are configured in such a way to work the best way they can for your setup, and you're going and making changes. Well, it's our computers. We can make changes that we want. Yeah, and I decided to shut my mouth because I was gonna start telling him some things he didn't want to hear. So I'm gonna have to talk to Bob, and I don't know. Bob has got an attitude that I don't think that guy will flake around with him too much. I mean, I do too. If I have to, I'll get nasty with somebody, but I don't like getting into arguments. I don't like having to tell somebody at a yelling voice that the problem they're having is something you've caused. And they'll look at me and say, what do you mean I caused it? You made the changes, unauthorized changes, that you should not have made without asking me first. Because I would have told you that change won't work with this computer. It just can't. And this guy's arguing with me any which way he can. Oh, I can make changes on that. It won't change anything. It won't hurt anything. And most of the people in his office, there's maybe two other guys, but most of them are women. And he's telling them, just go make this change here, delete that, and turn that off. You don't need it. I don't care what Rick says you need it, but you don't. Turn that off and get rid of that. Like, so I walk back in there on a regular maintenance check, and I'm looking at the computers, and I'm thinking, what the hell did he do? So I don't know. I'm undecided about him. I think I'll have to talk to Bob and Nate and Mike and sit down there at that table after I get it cleaned off the blue table. Bob's sitting at the far end over here. I'm sitting here, and Mike's kind of sitting over here on the side of the couch. And we just sit here and talk for a half hour, 45 minutes about ongoing problems or issues and whatever else we need to talk about. Bob wants me to move that table out to the middle of the room so we can have 2 people on one side. We have 5 people up here, but I don't have the room for 5 people in this apartment. Yeah, it does. It makes it hard getting pulled in different directions. Yeah, that is true. It's what takes longer shouldn't, because I walk in there expecting to be there for a half hour, 40 minutes, and in some places, because of what they've done, I'm in there for almost 2 hours, reversing what they did, and then having to write a note. Do not change these settings again. And I put it on the desktop tower. Don't change any settings without calling me first. And some ladies do. Some of them do. They call me and say, "Well, do you mind if I change this so I can let me remote in? Let me do it for you. So I need to know how that's done. And the only way I know how it's done is if I do it." So she says, "Yeah, go ahead." So I log into their computers and I make that change. Or if I think it needs to be changed, I'll do it. But most of the time, I'll tell them no. The way it's set up is configured for what they're doing. There's really no need to be changing things, but every once in a while there's an exception. But the other problem I have is every once in a while is people putting saving stuff on the computer instead of saving it up in the cloud or the server. They'll put it on their C drive, and I think you can't do that. You've only got a 256 drive in there. You cannot be saving things to your computer. Yeah, but I was only going to keep it there for a few days to take it off there. Yeah, all right. They don't like me telling them that, and they do it, but say anything you've got to save it to the server, save it up to the cloud, or whatever you're saving it up to. Do not save anything on your computer. This is for businesses only. If you're a home user, you're supposed to save things on your computer, but so there's difference. Difference between a home user and somebody that's at a business. They're supposed to save things on their NAS or their server or whatever they're supposed to save it to instead of the computer. Some people in my area have a hard time getting around that. They just don't understand why they have to save it up to the server or whatever, and they put it in their documents. And that's the first place I look, is their documents. And I'll call them and I said, "What's this 2 files on your documents?" "Well, they're also up in the cloud, but I saved those so I can review them and take them off of here." All right, fine. So that's kind of what I do. That's kind of my work in a nutshell, besides building computers, which I haven't done too much lately. We're in the middle of our summer, and people are on vacation. So there's not too much computer building right now. I'm kind of in the computer maintenance mode till school starts up and college gets going again. And the college kids come back and they want a desktop computer, but they don't want one from HP or Dell. They'll say, "Can you build what that HP is computer, but can you put it in a different case, different motherboard, and so it can work better, but I kind of want that computer has?" Yeah, I can. I usually stick to Gigabyte. Most of the time I stick to Gigabyte, unless there's a special request for some other kind of a board that they want. Usually it's the guys that tell me, it's like, "Well, I really like ASUS boards. Can I get an ASUS board? Or ASRock?" Yeah, if you want it. I usually go for ASRock nowadays. I don't do the other one. So it's Gigabyte or ASRock. It's my 2 computer motherboards I stick with. They haven't got any complaints yet. So yeah, that is true. Better in the cloud or offline on a thumb drive. Yeah. I don't know how some of these people do it, but they're downloading stuff onto a thumb drive and they corrupt the damn thing. Because this one lady called me, she said her thumb drive has been working faithfully for the last year. She plugged it in this morning and it's dead. The computer won't recognize it anymore. It's like, well, more than likely that thumb drive died. Well, but how can that be possible? It's possible. They thumb drives can sometimes have a short life. Sometimes, and the one she had, which was a generic unnamed flash drive, I didn't know the name of it, so I told her usually stick with the SanDisk. She's okay. She's got these cheaper $2 thumb drives that I don't advise I don't advise people using. Usually SanDisk is what I usually stick to. They don't fail me, so. But all right, guys, it is 3:25. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I am going to get going. I hope you all have a great day. Thank everybody for stopping by. It's been fun. It's been a fun hour and 25 minutes. But seriously, guys, I got to go out and get some exercise. Get as much exercise as I can get before I get pinned down to my bed after the 17th. Because the 17th, and you guys need to keep this in your heads, 17th, which is next Thursday, I am having hernia surgery. And fingers crossed everything goes well and there's no difficulties. Usually there isn't, but he said you never know. I might get in there. It might be a serious issue I might have to fix. But he said usually it's easy. Go in, fix it. He's out of there in usually 40 minutes. So hopefully that's the same for me and I can recover from this and get back to my regular life in about 2 weeks, which is really going to be a boring 2 weeks. I think they're going to have me pinned to my bed for about 12, 14 days. Let this heal up really good, and once it's good, and then once I go in for my appointment, which is usually a week or two after the surgery, I'll go, well, he's got to take the stitches out. And when he takes the stitches out, he'll kind of do the pushy-feely kind of thing, and how you feeling here? How you feeling? Ouch! Like, ooh, that shouldn't hurt you. Well, it did. You'll kind of feel around and say, nah, that's not your hernia. That's something over here, but and it's still. So, anyhow, that's how it's gonna go. I do plan on doing live streams right up until about Wednesday. So I'll have a live stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. No live stream. Next Sunday, well, maybe next Saturday. I'll be sitting here. I'll do a live stream probably Saturday. Depending on how I feel. If I'm in a lot of pain and don't feel like doing it, then I don't know, I might do a quick upload. Just kind of let you know, you guys, I'm alive. I made it through surgery. Saturday, I get home Friday. Saturday afternoon, or maybe Saturday at 2 o'clock, I'll try to do a live stream. Tell you guys I'm still alive. I'm here, but for the next 4 or 5 days, I'm going to be laying around in bed. Just kind of taking it easy, not doing much, but for now, I'm going to get the heck out of here. Hope you all have a great day. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll catch all of you next time. Bye for now, guys. Bye, John. Bye, Tony. Bye, 945-5001. I'll have a good one. I'll catch you all next time. Bye. Catch you later.